The Girls Table has a magazine where young women write stories about issues that affect them, especially young women in marginalized communities. And one of the stories that stood out was of a young woman who wrote about them wanting to also participate in electoral processes, not just as voters, but in electoral processes, so to say. So as a result, the Girl Table decided to give young women a platform to also participate in the 2023 harmonized elections as observers. And as a result, I'm here talking to them to find out what it meant for them, to allow them to share their experiences about being the national observers for the first time. My name is Bekezela Mguni. Nyalamukela ku the Girls Table on the Mic podcast, where I talk to women, young women, about issues to do with elections. Let's hear what they have to say about their experiences, how they felt about being observers, elections observers for the first time.
Hi, Bege. My experience as a registered voter and observer taught me a lot of lessons and reasons to embrace democratic processes. As the only observer in my polling station, I had the privilege to witness discrimination of people with disability, as there were no officials who were in sign language and there was no braille for the blind. I had the opportunity to cast my vote and to interact with the elections, and had the opportunity to also witness the whole voting process. The counting and the verification of the ballotons taught me to be patient, and that's another big lesson, that patience is really needed in such events. The journey did get tough here and there, but at the end of the day, I was able to manage and to go through the whole process. I am thankful for such an opportunity, and I had a great experience in this, for which, if such an opportunity shall come again, I would grab it with both hands and do it again, because it's something that taught me a lot in a short space of time. Who knew that in 2023 I'll be part of the elections and mostly be an observer? So such things taught me a lot, and I am thankful for such an opportunity.
I've just voted and you're part of the Girls Table observers. Please share with us your experiences, how it felt, what you learned, how did you feel about observing the national elections for the first time?
Hi, Bege. How are you? I'm well. Bege, the 23rd of August was everything. The whole of Zimbabwe was in my hands. Every movement that was made, I had to observe. I had to see what was happening, to write down every statement everything that I was seeing there. Asking the presiding officer, why was that voter turned away? Why was that voter being assisted? How many females and males that have voted? What is the total? All of those things I was asking. Going outside, observing people, checking others, looking for their names on the voters list, not finding the names, turning back with frowning faces, seeing the disappointments in their faces. All of that, I was observing all of that. Counting of the votes. Bege, now I understand if they say V11s. A V11 is not something that is easy to produce. It will take time. Counting the votes, making sure that the voters' ticks are properly done. The votes are being counted in a proper way. Everything was transparent. To taking a closer look that nothing is nothing, that there are no mistakes made, everything flowing in a good way. Where V11s were produced, and they took us more than the 14 hours, 24 hours in a polling station. I came home in the morning exhausted, but I was I was like a warrior coming from the war who has accomplished the mission, a proud youth that I have seen, I have done it, it's done. I'm a happy youth, Vege. First time voter, first time observer. I made my voice heard. I accomplished my mission as a youth.
Salvanan, this is Ndlovu Primrose from the Girls' Table. During the 2023 harmonized elections, I was fortunate enough to be amongst its local observers. Kuma elections ayenzeke mhla 23 August 2023. It was my first time experience and in Fundovine. One thing that I took home engisuke ngilakho ukuthi teamwork is important. No, I could see indlela presiding officers and ama-team members akhe, the way that besebenza khona. Ngibonile ukuthi i-teamwork is important and the patience. No, there was a time where I thought ukuthi as ama-ZEC officials, as a presiding officer, no, sebengakhalala or they become rough, but they were patient enough besizwa belalela izikhalazo zabantu. And another thing that I noticed, ebesicela ukuthi i-ZEC isize ngayo, ukuthi in the coming elections besifakele ama-sign language interpreters. Where I was stationed lapha khona, kufike someone who has a hearing impairment who is deaf. Wafika, there was a communication breakdown between the presiding officers, the police, labade bekhona, lamanye ama-ZEC officials. They were trying to assist, but because of a lack of communication, bacele sebezamile to get through to him, but you could tell ukuthi hayi bebezama sibili, bezama ukubhala benzeni. So next time i-ZEC besicela ukuthi in the coming elections besifakele ama-sign language interpreters. But above all, it was a worthwhile experience. Thank you, Girls Table, for trusting me.
Please share with me how it felt for you, your experience, your feelings, the whole process, if you don't mind, about observing. What stood out for you, what you learned from observing the national elections.
Thank you, TGT, for giving me an opportunity to be an observer. Now I know how elections are run, particularly at the polling station, from the time it opens and the time the results are announced or displayed to the public. I now know how the counting is done, and also how the V11 forms are completed, that if they are not adding up, no one leaves the polling station up until everything adds up. And so during the time, when ballots are being counted, the doors will be locked. No one will be allowed to go out. This is done so that at least there won't be any complaints, either from polling agents or anyone interested. So it has been quite an experience, especially with the methods and data used of recording information with regards to what will be happening at the polling station. It has been quite an experience. Thank you so much, TGT, for such an opportunity. Thank you.
All learn that young people don't want to just participate in elections as voters only. They also want to participate in other activities around elections. And I'm happy these young women seem to be happy. Some are saying, Bege, this was a golden opportunity for me. A lot of feelings, but Abonesuguti, these young women are happy about this, are being shared in this podcast. And thank you for listening until the end. I hope we get to understand how this is important to us as young people, to also get to understand the processes that we learn about on issues to do with elections. Thank you. My name is Bekezela once again. Until next time, and don't forget to follow us on our social media pages. Go Twitter is table_goals. Go Facebook is the Girls Table. Instagram is the.girls table. Until next time, thank you so much for listening to our On the Mic podcast. Until next time.